I want to talk to the woman who's thinking about starting a business, but keeps stopping herself because she feels like she does not have enough to show for it. She does not have a big portfolio. She doesn't have fancy credentials, no proof that she is actually ready. And she looks at other people online who seem so sure of themselves. And then she wonders, what do they have that I do not? I have something to tell her because she has been building the business the whole time. She just did not know it because every single year that she spent in that 9 to 5, every difficult boss that she navigated, every deadline that she hit under pressure, every problem that she solved, that was not even her problem to begin with. Every meeting that she sat in and thought, I could run this better, that was not just a job. That was actually training. And today I'm going to show you exactly what I mean by that. But first, let me tell you where I'm coming from. I am Haitian. I am an immigrant. I worked at MIT. And when I was there, I worked as a software engineer, and I spent years building things for other people's businesses. And for a very long time, I thought that was all it was, a job that paid me well, a good paycheck that I take home every month, someone else's dream that I was just helping build. But when I finally stepped out to build my own thing, I realized something that stopped me cold. Everything that I needed, I had already learned those things. And I did not learn these things in class. I did not learn these things in a business school. I didn't get an MBA. I didn't get a course. And I didn't even have a coach. I learned those things in the work, in the meetings, in the projects that I was working on, and in every single thing that I did for someone else that I was now doing for myself. And here's the lie that keeps so many Black women stuck. The lie is, I do not have anything to show for myself, or I have not built anything on my own. I have no proof that I can do this. I need to go and get more training. I need more certifications. I need more experience. I need a big portfolio. And I need all of that before I'm even allowed to start. And I understand why it feels that way, because everything that you built, it has someone else's name on it. The projects that you worked on, the systems, and sometimes it's systems that you create for the place, the results, the wins that company had because of you. You actually did the work, but the company keeps the work and get all the credit. So it is easy to now look at your resume and then to think, this does not count for what I want to do now. But here's what is actually true. All of it counts. It all counts. Every single bit of it counts. And let me show you how. First of all, you learned how to show up even when you did not feel like it. Think about how many mornings you got up, you were tired, you were frustrated. Maybe you were dealing with something at home and you still got dressed, you still got in your car, you still catch the bus, you still got on the train, and you still showed up. You still did the work. That is called consistency. And consistency is the single most important thing that you will need in building your own business. And you know what kills most businesses? It is not bad products. It is not even bad marketing. It's people who only show up when they feel inspired. So you already know how to show up when you do not feel inspired. You have been doing this for years for someone else. And that is worth more than any course that you could ever take. And the second lesson in this is you learned how to handle difficult people. Every difficult boss that you ever had, that was a client management training. Every coworker who made your life harder for no good reason, that was conflict resolution training. And every time you had to smile in a meeting when what you really wanted was to walk out, that was professional boundaries training. In business, you will have clients who change their minds last minute. Trust me, you will. You will have clients who do not read the emails that you send, clients who need to be managed as much as the work does. You have been dealing with people like that your whole career. So you know how to hold your ground without burning the relationship. And that is a valuable skill. It is a real valuable, not easy to learn skill. Okay? Business school don't teach that. Experience does. And you learn also how to meet a deadline under pressure. In the corporate world, you did that. And there is no such thing as I did not feel ready. The presentation is at 9 a.m. on Tuesday. Ready or not, the project launches on Friday. And the presentation, it had to be done. Ready or not, the client, it needs it by the end of the day. Ready or not, you learned how to finish things and how to deliver even when conditions were not perfect. And you learn how to get it done anyway. So most people who start businesses, they struggle with this. They wait until everything is perfect before they even launch anything. And then they sit on their offer for months, 6 months, because they do not feel ready. But you already know that done is better than perfect. Your 9 to 5, it drilled that into you. The next thing, you learn how to communicate like a professional, and you know how to write an email that actually says something. And you also know how to walk into a room and present an idea. You know how to read a situation and adjust how you are talking. You know the difference between what you want and what you want to say and what actually needs to be said. That is a communication skill. And in business, communication is everything. It is how you get clients. It is how you keep those clients. It is how you get repeating clients. It is how you set expectations. It is how you handle problems before they become a complete disaster. You did not learn that in a classroom. You learned it in years of real conversations with real people. And this is where the stakes were real. The next thing, you learned how to solve problems that were not even yours to begin with. Think about how many times you fix something at work that someone else broke, that someone else was supposed to do and didn't do. How many times you covered for a teammate? How many times you figured out a workaround when the system was not working the way that it was supposed to? In business, that is called problem solving. And clients will pay very good money for someone who can walk into a messy situation and make that situation less messy. You have been doing that for free for years, and it's time now to do it for yourself. Another thing that you learned how to pitch an idea. Every time you walked into your boss's office with a suggestion, that was a sales pitch. Every time you made a case for why something should be done differently at your job, that was persuasion. Every time you convinced a room that was full of people to do something they were not originally planning to do, you were closing the sale. So selling in business is not some mysterious new skill. It is communication with a clear ask at the end. And you have been making clear ask your entire career. You just never called it sales. The next lesson, you learn how to manage your time when everything feels urgent. In a 9 to 5, everything is urgent. Everything is a priority. Everyone needs it. They need it now. And sometimes they need it yesterday. And you figured out how to move through that, how to decide what actually needed your attention first, and how to do 3 things at once without dropping all of them. Running a business feels the same way sometimes. There is always something pulling at you. And the women who survive it, they are the ones who learned how to triage, how to decide what moves the needle and what can wait. You learned all of that, and you learned all of that under real pressures. And those pressures, they had real consequences. The next thing that your 9 to 5 taught you, you became an expert in something people will actually pay for. And this is the one that people miss the most, because whatever your 9 to 5 was, let's say it was healthcare or education or finance or tech, right? Corporate or even, I would say, government. You spent years inside that industry. So you're learning how it actually works. And you're not learning from the outside looking in. You are learning from the inside. And there are people right now who would pay you to tell them what you already know, because they're trying to figure out what you figured out years ago. So your industry knowledge is not just a resume line. It is a business that is waiting to be built. So here is what I want you to see when you look back at your career. You were not just doing a job. You were going to school. Every difficult client that you are going to have in business, you already met them in your 9 to 5. And these clients, they were your difficult boss. Every deadline that you are going to stress about, you already hit one exactly like it, with less support and more at stake. Every room that you feel nervous to walk into, you already walked into one, and you held your own just fine. The only thing that is new now is that this time you are doing it for yourself, and that is not a reason to be scared. That is the best reason to go. So before I let you go, I want to share something personal. When I left corporate and started building my own business, I spent a very long time feeling like I was starting from scratch and I was starting from zero. Like all those years, they meant nothing because none of them were about me. And one day I just sat down and actually looked at what I knew, how to build systems, how to talk to clients, how to solve problems fast, how to deliver projects under pressure, how to manage projects that had too many moving parts, and how I had learned all of that in rooms that had other people's names on the door. And the lesson I want to leave you with is this: do not discount your experience just because it was in service of someone else's dream. You were not wasting your time. You were just getting ready. And now it is your turn. So for those who don't know me, I'm Webley. I'm a launch and funnel strategist. And if you are building something or thinking about building something, this channel is for you. So hit subscribe so you do not miss what is coming tomorrow. And with that, I will see you in the next video.